Hi guys, today's lesson is about comparing fractions. Now when we compare any number, there are three symbols that we use to make the comparison. These are the greater than sign, and this tells us that our first digit is bigger than the second one. We use the less than sign, and this tells us that the first one is smaller than the second one. Or we can use the equal sign. This tells us that both digits or numbers, they are the same. They have the same amount, right? So we are going to compare fractions today. So let's get straight into it. So our first fraction that we are looking at is 3/8 and 2/8. So we're looking at these two pair of fractions. Now, what is the first thing that you noticed about this? We can see that the denominators are the same. So we are comparing two like fractions. They are called like fractions because their denominators are the same. Now, when the denominators are the same, what we need to do is to use our numerators to make the comparison. So we have 3 and we have a 2. So it means that we are going to ask ourselves if 3 is bigger than 2 or smaller than 2. Now we know that 3 is bigger than 2, and so we are going to use a greater than sign to show that 3/8 is greater than 2/8. Now remember, because they have the same denominator, we go ahead and we use a numerator to make the comparison. And so, because 3 is bigger than 2, we can say 3/8 is greater than 2/8. Let's take a look at another fraction now. So our second fraction that we are looking at this time is 2/8, and we have a half. Now this time around, what do you notice? We notice that the denominators here are no longer the same. They are different. And so we call these set of fractions unlike fractions, because they have different denominators. Because they have different denominators, there's no way that we can use the numerators to make the comparison. So we must find a way, or we must find a method to use in order to make the comparison. Now I am going to teach you a method called the butterfly method. And we are going to use the butterfly method to compare these two fractions. Alright, now do you know what a butterfly looks like? Exactly. So that is how we are going to compare the fraction by drawing a butterfly. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to draw a circle around the 8 and the 1. So I'm going to do like this. And I'm also going to take my 2 and put a circle around it as well. Does it look like a butterfly? Yes, it does. So what I am actually doing is I am going to multiply the 8 and the 1, and then I'm going to multiply my 2 and the other 2. So let's go ahead. Now when I multiply 8 and 1, my result is 8. So I put the 8 at the top here. And when I multiply 2 and 2, I will get 4. So I put it at the top here. So now I have two digits to work with, the number 4 and the number 8. Now let's ask ourselves, is 4 bigger than 8 or smaller than 8? That's right. 4 is smaller than 8. And because 4 is smaller than 8, we can say that 2/8 is less than a half. And so we are going to insert the less sign here. So 2/8 is less than a half. Let's look at our third and final fraction. And we are still going to use a butterfly method to solve it. So our final pair of fraction is 2/2 and 9/9. We want to compare these two fractions to see if one is greater, is it less, or if they are equal. Now, do you remember what I said about the butterfly method? We are going to draw a butterfly. So we're going to draw a circle around this 2 and this 9, and we're going to draw another circle around this 2 and this 9. So we are going to multiply both teams together. 2 times 9 will give me 18, and I'm going to put the 18 right here. And 2 times the other 9 will also give me 18. Now, what do you notice when you look at both numbers? That's right, it is the same number. And so if we are going to compare both fractions here, then I would have to put the equal sign in the center, because 18 and 18 are the same. This is how we use a butterfly method to compare fractions. I hope you understood what we did today. Please make sure you leave a comment if you have tried this method and it worked for you.